It sounds like Bernie Sanders is validating my... So what we have here right now is that problem. I want to do something, and this Mohajin Chinese game wants to keep coming in and playing. And what's happening is my data is being exchanged with a foreign government against my wishes. This is a problem, because I'm trying to make a statement about somebody who makes an official statement, public statement, recorded in Congress. And here we have communications and evaluations being intruded upon by a foreign government. A foreign government. This is a very serious matter. Bernie is validating and able to receive audio now. See, so what we have here is a foreign government that is interfering with me utilizing an official congressional video of Bernie Sanders, and I want to utilize it for proper conveyance of information to be compared publicly by voters. But what we have here is a system where I have already made comments, which means my data has been shared with foreign governments, and now they're using the cookie system to come back and attack me and stop me from making statements respective to what a congressman has said, because I'm an expert on AI, I'm better than he is, and I'm going to say some things. But this is a foreign government that is trying to stop people from saying negative items respective to a congressman who's making a huge mistake tactically in the country. So I'm being stifled out by a foreign government. A foreign government. People need to understand how this works. How people are, see, there it is. It doesn't want to work properly. It's just going to be a problem and a problem. And it has everything to do with a foreign government utilizing the ad system to do additional triggers and reach in additionally, violating the law, manipulating, harassing candidates, harassing researchers from being able to interact with congressional material. See, it's also affecting something else. It's affecting my search. Now it's trying to do something else and deny something where I can have certain ability to do certain things. And, so I'm trying to do this and utilize the AI. And once again, this thing's going haywire. Doesn't want to work right. So I'm trying to get work done. And I'm being harassed. I'm under attack by a foreign government. I'm a candidate. My devices are under attack by a foreign government who's trying to manipulate the scenario. They're trying to manipulate the situation. Why? because I've already made statements that are superior to what Bernie Sanders has said. It's identified my IP, and our own systems, our very own systems, are assisting with targeting information being utilized by foreign governments. And part of the reason for that is TikTok was already installed on the device when I bought it. The device cover, the box said nothing about that. It did not say it. I had to remove it. But is it totally removed? So here's a problem. When I activate the devices, I do things. I do all the different settings, and I turn everything off, and it's not off. It's not actually off. So if I'm going to show something like the entire beginning history of when I start these phones up, there's a problem. And the problem is it doesn't want to show. Now it doesn't want to show. They'll even delete other stuff out of your stuff that way, So, here it's just ridiculous. And you have to deal with this stuff, and this is just, this is a moto breach, by the way. Part of it is due to a motor breach. The government's partially on top of it. It's partially on top of it. But what am I going to do when I'm heavily invested into motor devices, for instance, because they were supposed to be the best that was? But what happened? A breach. A breach happened. They got infiltrated, and now I have to change out all the devices for my campaign. And part of the problem is that we have hosting centers, companies that are conveying targeting information of my data to a foreign government. So the logic is, we know who somebody is. We don't want to allow them to make statements in conjunction respective to other people. Why? Well, see, they want to edit the narrative, see? They want to control it. They want to lie. They want to interfere with the process of elections. So we have, what's worse than this is that we have certain people aiding and abetting into this. We have big money people coming in and say, we want to do it this way, because they're taking a payoff. They're taking payoffs from foreign governments to do things a certain way. That little critiquing, that little twist. You see, this kind of deal doing goes all the way back many, many years. So we have corruption at a high level because we have officials doing things, making allowances, stopping those of us who are programmers that already understand how to stop this type of activity from happening. But see, now you have people who are going to be main carriers and say, we won't allow certain programming to be done certain ways, because then that doesn't give us the ability to control the advertising narrative. And the moment you do that, then anybody who has a business account can access certain types of software in conjunction with bigger computers and do something. They can use it as an attack weapon. So this is a huge area where basically I've worked intensively on how to build the proper software that eliminates all these problems. It actually goes deeper than that. You also have to address the chips. But the problem literally is that we have people who have lied to people, to some leadership. We have people literally doing things because they want a backdoor to spy into people's stuff. So they want a backdoor into every chip. So they're telling they want to order every chip manufacturer to make backdoors into it. This is a design sequence. The problem is it's backfiring. It's backfiring horribly because the process of elections keeps getting intruded upon. Because it's basically stopping freedom of speech from people who are more intelligent to get that information out there so that people can understand the truth. So the truth is being stifled by a foreign government. See, it's coming in different ways, trying to get to various items. And different places have software a little bit different. But see, once again, there's this problem. Here it goes again. See, the items are coming up, the data at certain levels is occurring, but what we have right here is a form of not just blacklisting, harassment of an active campaign doing research to be able to say things and do things. And this means you got people in China that are utilizing the ad options on the internet because they have a way of basically saying lies. Oh, we won't sell your data. They give your data away to a company that they sponsor a backdoor to. So your data still leaves. You see, it's not don't sell my data. It's you may not pass or exchange my data with anyone in any way. Oh, we can't do that. Because what I'm talking about is a complete shutdown. It's a complete shutdown. See, I've designed a more advanced system to come online. The problem is nobody wants to allow that. That interferes with their business, breaching national security. Because when companies are interfering with the process of election based upon high bidders, that means China comes in and says, yeah, we want to control your elections. So now you end up with companies like Google and other companies that are basically selling the soul of America out. They are selling the soul. See, it's a horrible problem when you have people like me that are so brilliant that understand, no, you can't make a chip that way. It will backfire on you. You see, guys like me have been telling the government for decades, goes all the way back to the Reagan era, telling, hey, look, this spy system you're doing seems incredibly brilliant. For the moment, it actually is. It actually is for the moment. But it's going to backfire. And then we want people who keep reinventing and reinventing stuff. The problem is you can't pass identity or content information in any way, or parties can edit it and derive material they can utilize to affect the process of elections. That means we have rigged elections. So it's very difficult to get certain material through and be able to do certain things because people just don't want to cooperate. So it's now comparing data. What it's doing is comparing data to say, oh, well, how do we manage the ad situation? How do we manipulate this? So we also have customers. We have ad customers that want to convey these various differences of how people want to conduit their product. So you end up with a very clever, extensive list of conversions that deal with identifying who people are, what they are. It's pretty easy. If you're looking for rock and rollers, you might be looking for that various type cookie system that reveals people buying products that rock and rollers might dress up in. How about that? Oh, isn't that amazing? What just happened? You just identified a demographic category of voters. Voters that are into rock and roll. So you have all of this stuff again and again that just keeps happening again and again and again. And, you know, you're trying to get to things to work a certain way. And these people are trying to get through, and they paid big money. They paid big money for certain data and say, well, we want to go after this certain other person. And then you have people in government. You have people in government using software. They have different companies at different locations that are doing different jobs for them. So it's not just the feds. So you have private firms that are working for the Democratic Party or the Republican Party or whatever that are going to come in and deal with things at these different cookie levels and try to manipulate the narrative. That's what these people are doing. And right now we have a situation where the most desperate people basically are the Democrats. The Democrats are the most desperate people because they've been caught red-handed in mass fraud and mass election rigging, especially in California, right here. And it's horrible. The crimes that they have committed are so long and large at this point in time, it's mind-boggling. But right now we have a system where we have a cowardly system involving prosecutors that are unwilling to protect the Constitution of the United States. You see very few cities and prosecutorial areas standing up against the state at this point. And the state is running secret operations, manipulating elections and attacking elections. By the way, that's treason. That's treason. You can get the death penalty for that. So we have the state of California paying teams to attack archivers and archives. That's treason. That's treason. People don't understand this. You know, so trying to talk these people down and say, hey, look, it's over with. There are those of us who understand how your mechanisms work, and we found ways to record your activity. You need to stop what you're doing. You need to stop with your secret teams coming to attack our archives. They need to surrender because there's no statute of limitations on treason. So their illegal manipulations of elections needs to come to an end. Because there are those of us who are so incredibly brilliant that we understand really unique things about how chips work and how to get jobs done. See, if I want to record a different way, I can do pass-throughs. Pass-throughs, and they have no idea what I'm actually doing then. So we have this data populating. It's populating. Do you see how it just keeps populating? See, it'll populate. Now it'll populate. See, it populates. So the data is working, but it's specifically targeting when I'm using this. That's a directed attack at the user. A directed attack at the user. But this other stuff, see, it'll keep populating. And, you know, this is something that people, they're not understanding what's happening here and how this is working. And it's crucial to understand it. So, you know, I'll hit on something else. But see, the ad section has been breached. The ad section has been breached at Google, at YouTube, and we have the Chinese government and special operatives in the state of California that are committing treason. So we have Gavin Newsom with special teams trying to commit treason. We have other high-ranking officials in California working with illegal cyber teams committing treason. They're attacking archivers. That's treason. They're attacking other candidates' campaigns on levels that are mind-boggling. I have more than 10 million charges on them dealing with physical violence, physical destruction. That's them sending people out to go to locations and assault a fleet of vehicles stored in different areas. A fleet of vehicles. stored at physically different addresses. Physically different addresses. You see, and a lot of people didn't believe that there's all this stuff here. Watch this. Oh, they want you to upload from Play. Do you think that button will work? Do you think that button will work? Because right now, see, it's jamming because it wants to do an ad. It was doing an ad earlier. Now, do you see how it straightened out? Do you see how it straightened out? Why did it straighten out? Because now we're getting into the ad area. See, if we go back and say, no, we don't want to do that, we want to go back to Google, all of a sudden, we have this situation here. See? You see how that happened? That's an ad breach cross connection system. And they've weaponized it. They've weaponized it. They're attacking me, an archiver, me, a candidate. They're attacking my campaign. Now, some people say this is kind of a lightweight attack system. I have entire fleets that have come under violent attack. I have the Secretary of State participating in blacklisting. I have Julie Su participating in blacklisting. Attacking we have Gavin Newsom. In conjunction, all these people attack the entire financial being and capability of a campaign, of an archive. They're committing treason. More than 7 major areas of treason that come literally with mandatory death penalty sentences. Mandatory. So you have Gavin Newsom sitting there going, can't you feel it? Can't you feel it? Had him crying the other day as I'm notifying the Secretary of State. No, I'm still existing. I'm still running for office here. You people owe me $5.8 billion, and I want to get my election sequence going. And I have to be paid because you people have destroyed an entire fleet, an entire campaign fleet. At what point in time is the election going to begin? You see, the articles of the Constitution are clear. When parties do that, they're disqualified from running in elections. They're disqualified from holding office. In fact, they're disqualified from ever voting ever again. And they have to face mandatory treason charges. But here we have these idiots that are trying to convert things into a different system. They're trying to convert things into a different system. See, now we go into the ads section again. And if we go over here, then all of a sudden it says, now we can work. Look at this. We can work. It works, okay? But if we go back here and say no, see, it's interfering. It's saying, oh, well, we're trying to play an ad. We're trying to play an ad. This is weaponization. This is foreign governments doing mass manipulation on mass scales, interfering with the process of elections. And a lot of this has to do with something up front. How does it trigger? It triggers connected to who? Bernie Sanders. Because Bernie Sanders is doing something. Bernie Sanders is trying to attack American AI development. You see, it's in the interest of foreign governments to not have certain AI stuff. Now, here goes the ad. Here we go. This is where it started with these people's ad right here. But see, they want to play it a certain way. They want things to work a certain way. But see, now I want to skip. What's going on? What's going on here? It's jammed again. Why is it jammed? I want to search something. Now, here we go. This is really interesting. Now, the interesting thing about this is it's like really interesting because why is this not working? It wants to do ads, right? It's throwing a tizzy fit. It's popular. Now it's throwing a tizzy fit. You know why it's throwing a tizzy fit? Because I don't allow ads. I do not cross monetize. So right now what they're doing is they're committing a felony. They're trying to put ads in place when I don't allow ads. It's one of my sites. Now, to get into this site, you need to use a certain device, which was stolen. I had 4 people physically take it away from me. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means that's a RICO, right? Oh, that's a RICO. 4 people. That's organized crime. That's a RICO. Isn't that amazing? So what makes it worse is they do it at a hospital. I says, no, I have classified information. This has to stay with my person all the time. These laptops can't go anyplace. They physically take them away. I says, hey, I have to have my laptops. They steal them. I contact security and management. They will not return them. What is that? That's called, well, that's a RICO. We're already at RICO. We're already at RICO, but because national security is being violated, and I'm also a candidate running for office, these people are interfering with the process of elections and national security. Now they're at the treason level. You see, they just think that they can come in and steal any kind of data when they don't have a security clearance to even do it. They can't because they don't have my security clearance. Nobody has a security clearance as high as mine. See, this is one of the weirdest things in the world. And there are people in government that understand this. You know, you could have people step up, we don't want Mr. Crosby to have a security clearance, and you would have guys in intelligence and military areas laugh. Certain ones they'd love to say, oh, really? Oh, okay, yeah, well, good luck with that. Yeah. And it's like they go, what do you mean good luck with that? He's what you call an origin developer. What's that? He's one of the guys that invents the stuff that we make, that we work with. He's an originist. He's a technologist. He's an originist. And they're like, oh, really? What does that mean? That means he's smarter than all of you. You see, we reference his material because his material is highly advanced. Oh, well, you mean we can't blacklist this guy? Gee, I really don't want you to get involved in things because of politics the way you want to do. We deal with pure information and truth. And we don't appreciate it when people want to step up and do false items, attacking people who haven't done anything wrong. There's a lot of people like that. A lot of problems with politics wanting to blacklist people that haven't done anything wrong. See, populates really well. So what's jamming? It's the ad area that's jamming. It's the ad area. These are people utilizing the cookies to come in and screw with your device. See, so I developed a series of software that's going to fix something. It's going to forever stop and put a bunch of AIs in to negotiate. In other words, oh, you want to communicate with the person? Oh, well, we have groups of people that we have basically designated. What is it you want to communicate with? Are you selling cars? Do you want to communicate with people that are worth $1 million or more, who will buy 1 or more new vehicles per year? You have to pay us, and we control the narrative. This is a software, you play it our way, and we're going to negotiate. And you have to pay. You have to pay to have access, and the people get a cut. So if you're worth $50 million, your AI agent system is going to control any ad people that will get near you and say, look, first of all, you have to pay because a cut's going to not just go to the advertisers, not just go to these people who have devices, whether it's, say, ABC News. There's a cut that goes directly to the human being, the person. So the system I have has a scale that goes anywhere upwards of $40,000 a year. So if you want to access people, you have to pay it. You have to make sure there's a cut that goes directly to them. And all this certain other stuff that they want to do certain ways, no, not allowed. Not allowed. So we have this tremendous system that I've designed that can eliminate all of this stuff. Eliminate all this stuff, get it gone. But we have people that don't want to cooperate because they want to do things a certain way. See, they want to keep controlling the narrative. See, what's jammed right now? The ad area is jammed. That's YouTube. That's Google. That is the marketing aspect area of your device. They're interfering with a campaign. I'm trying to do things crucial to the process of elections right now, and I'm coming under attack. And part of the system is that the entire software design system is flawed. That which has been accepted for people to utilize that are already in government. People like Gavin Newsom, who will lie to you and say, oh, we're not allowing things. We're cutting all this data stuff out. They can't purchase your data. That's all bullshit. They give your data away. They give it away to a shell company that reworks the material and sells it, and they invest in the shell company. Isn't that clever? Oh my goodness. You see, the whole thing is, oh, you want access to my data? Oh, well, we have a special agent system that deals with that. You have to pay. You have to pay me. You have to use my AI system of AI negotiators. So this is where all of a sudden we as people privately are going to get together and basically fix a lot of this. It's crucial to understand this. Your life. We're talking about more than $1 trillion is lost every year. It's lost every year to this. So now we get to take control and do what? Make our system work right. And if these people violate, if they find a way to violate, guess what happens? The system that I've designed automatically records this, traces back to who the perpetrators are, and bills them. And if these people want to be connected to what they're doing, they have to pay the bills, or they get banned from the system. So literally, statistically, there are certain demographic areas people would be making $300 a day because their phones aren't working. The minimum rate that I want to set for intruding upon people in a lock system is $300 an hour, and that's instant cash pay. They have to have the funds available immediately because there's going to be an automatic system to dispense. An automatic AI agent monitoring system that will automatically catch these people that are screwing up and automatically pay you. This means you're going to get paid every hour. Ka-ching, 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 every hour. See, this completely ends anybody who's trying to do any chicanery. It also helps us trace dark server companies down.